Hello, my name is Brian Burke, the Executive Director of the Center for Family Business based here in Waterloo. We're doing a series of quick interviews with candidates for mayor across our region. And joining us today is Manny Nair. Hello, Manny.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. How is your campaigning experience so far?
So far, so good. Meeting a lot of interesting people who want to vote, people who don't want to vote, and people who don't trust the traditional politicians.
So I guess that leads us kind of comfortably into why did Manny Nair decide this would be a good time to run for mayor?
Okay, so the reason I got interested in running this, it started probably a few years back, but right now we have so many issues and it requires leadership. So basically in 2018, me and a couple of my friends, we started an initiative called Namaste Debate to help promote good candidates to run for office. A lot of people are reluctant to run for office for various reasons, but I thought with that initiative, we'll promote some good candidates. So at that time, we had three councillor candidates who ran during that time. And then I'm always seeking for new talent, help them, with the rules and regulation and whatever is required. But later I realized in order to make a meaningful change, you need to be in position of power. And that's why this time I'm running for mayor of Kitchener, because mayor is the face of Kitchener or any other city. And we have so many issues piling up and there is a lack of leadership. And I'm kind of a person who is very vocal on a lot of issues, because in order to solve the issues, you need to bring those up in front of the people and also share your solutions to that, right? So that's the reason I'm running this time. Thank you.
So leadership is kind of a big picture. Can we boil that down into something more specific? If Manny is going to provide leadership at the city of Kitchener level, what does that mean when it comes to an issue like the homeless encampments?
So what we have to deal, so there are a couple of things. So we have to split the housing issue into two different issues. One is the affordability of the housing market, where people with income or medium income are having hard time buying houses. And then we have another scenario where people are homeless. So probably a month back, I visited Victoria Park encampment and I saw so many encampments. Like, it reminded me of some scenarios that I've seen in developing countries. And when I was there, I was surprised and I felt, is it really I'm in Canada, where Canada, which is the second largest country in the world, richest country in the world, and here we have people homeless. But there are different issues with homelessness. One thing I found there is the addiction issue. And it all started from the home where they did not get a peaceful environment and they got into the wrong things. And with addiction, a lot of things like mental health popped up. So there are a lot of percentage of people who want to work but can't find job. And there are people who can't work because of their health reasons. So I'm always of the firm believer that instead of giving fish, teach someone how to fish. So if I'm the mayor, what I like to see is people who want to work, help them with skill training programs, and see if we could partner with other companies and help them find a better job so that they can have a better life in future, right? Yeah.
The power of a mayor, as laudable as all those goals are, Maddie, the power of a mayor is pretty limited when it comes to that.
See, I believe in two things. One is, if you have power, you make the change in collaboration with the council. If you don't have power, then you become the voice of the people. So you have to raise those issues. You also have to talk with other partners like the provincial, federal, and regional counterparts and push your agenda on this. But right now, what is happening is a lot of politicians, they want to be on the political correctness side. I'm not that kind of person. I take a side. I have an opinion, and I also respect other people's opinion, whether I agree or disagree. But without talking about those issues, it can never get, like on the social media, you see all the politicians are posting all these good pictures. They are attending events. 80 to 90% of the work they are doing is attending events. and the rest of the work they're doing is vote. All the ideas are being forwarded by the city staff, and our councils are just debating and just voting on this. That's not the kind of leadership I like to see. I'm kind of person who like to suggest things and also work with other partners to see if we can come to a common ground and get things done for the people.
The city of Kitchener, well, the city of Waterloo, the city of Cambridge too, Manny, they're really changing. The landscapes literally have changed with towers and developments and all of those things. We hear people who say, well, it's not the same as it used to be, and maybe we should stop this development. Where are you on that?
So I'm hearing a lot of views on this, but I like to support sustainable growth. I don't just like to support growth just for the namesake, because you can keep having buildings, condominiums. So what about infrastructure? So when we have more buildings here, we need to have hospital capacity. We need doctors, nurses, and other resources. Even city is in the city services. Like right now, a few weeks back, when I called city of Kitchener, my wait time was 1 hour. And I do understand there are some issue. Okay, they have to provide services to a lot of people. There is a staffing issue, and that's where we have to deal with it. We are having backlog of issues, housing, addiction, homelessness is piling up, and with that comes the growth. So with the growth, my proposal for one of the affordable housing is it requires federal support. I support balanced immigration over mass immigration. So right now what is happening is we have more people coming in and less infrastructure. So what I like to see for a few years is balanced immigration. In the meantime, we increase the capacity, because if we don't have homes, what's the point of all the other growth? We don't want to have a scenario where Kitchener just becomes a retirement place, just like Owens and other places. We also want growth. We want people to come here, work. We have universities, young students who want to work here, who don't want to travel to Toronto and all that. So I support growth, but I support sustainable growth, and also we want to make sure that the urban Kitchener and rural Kitchener go together. Thank you.
What do you think are I guess, the primary problems facing Kitchener Council at this point? I know you follow council quite closely. So do you believe that there are issues there with some members staying too long, et cetera? How do you look at the makeup of a council and what it's spending its time on?
I'm personally of the opinion there should be a 2-term limit for all positions. We can have musical chair. I'm not against even musical chair, but every person, we should not give more than 2 terms, means 4 plus 4, 8 years. Any federal, provincial, or municipal. The more people stick to one chair, they feel comfortable and try to get things their own way. Right now, the way council I see is based on the input I've received is we have sort of a partisan ideology kind of councils, and there is another council who are little opposed to where the other majority councils are doing. And that is basically dividing our councils, right? As a mayor, I want to be neutral. I want everyone to have their input, but I won't form a sort of my own caucus or group and alienate others. So this is what I'm hearing inside the council right now. There's a political ideology, policies that being implemented, which other side doesn't like. And their voices are being ignored. But as a mayor, I want to listen to all, and I won't take any sides, and I won't form any groupism inside the city council. We have to be fair to all. So that's one of the things I'm hearing within the council. And the other one I'm hearing is lack of transparency. Sometime and some councils are a little closer to the builders, and there is also conflict of interest, especially during the campaign. And when, let's say, if the builder is dealing with city, why would some of our candidate use the builder's property to put their lawn sign? So it's a clear conflict of interest. I don't mind putting signs on businesses that don't have any dealings with city. That's not a problem. But we have clear conflict. So I want to be transparent. I want to clean up this whole integrity issue. And I will raise my voice, but I will also take input for everyone. But there are some things that we need to clean up inside the city hall. Thank you.
Manny, thank you for your time today. We have very quickly run out of time. I appreciate the fact that you're running for office. I appreciate that for anybody, because I know what it's like. So I wish you the very best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And for everyone who listens or watches this, I will remind you that voting day is October the 24th.
Thank you.